Okay. This is fun. So, okay, I'm looking forward to taking your questions. Wow. I can't get over this. We have to imagine 4 people here, including my wife and my boss. And then multiply that 4. Okay. How many people in this room don't know that I have a video blog with my brother Hank? Well, that'll make it worse. It won't be nearly as fun. Are you worried about the lawsuit? I will sue you if I fall. I love you. You're a great bookstore, but I mean, yeah. I wouldn't. If I fall, it's my fault. I'll state it on the record now with the mic and everything. All these people running. So no, I think I'll be okay. Okay, so this is my new book, Paper Towns. Can you raise your hand if you don't know that I have a video blog with my brother? 2 people. I apologize.
2 people? I
can't explain everything. Those of you who do know that I have a video blog with my brother have probably heard me read the prologue to this novel about 73 times. Different iterations, because I read it once when I was working on the novel, and then I read it in its very different form when I had finished revising it, and then I read it several times in live shows. I'm a little fond of it. And then I also read it last night in Orlando, my hometown, where I was, and it was pretty amazing to be in Orlando with Orlando Nerdfighters, who can sort of map the world of Paper Towns better than anyone. I'm going to read, instead tonight, I'm going to read from the first chapter. I think all you need to know to have as background is that, let's see, what do you need to know? Margot is this larger-than-life creature in the life of Winter Park High School. She is responsible for every awesome thing that's ever happened at Winter Park High School, which admittedly, not that much. Her next-door neighbor and former friend when they were in elementary school, and now sort of anonymous acquaintance, is Q, Quentin Jacobson. Quentin is a band geek, but he's not in the band. And I know, band geeks. I'm like preaching to the choir. Not really. Nerds. Ben is Q's best friend, and Ben is this kid who believes that the surest path to a woman's heart is to call her a honey bunny. And Radar is their other best friend, and he's this African-American guy who is a semi-professional editor of a website that is identical in every way to Wikipedia, except that it's called Omnictionary. And by the way, it's not called Omnictionary because I was worried about Wikipedia suing me. I mean, if anyone has less cause to sue anyone, it's Wikipedia. But I called it Omnictionary because it contains all the facts in the novel. Oh, I got a mic stand. Wow.
Well done.
This is so great up here. I feel like I'm the king of the world and the tallest guy in the room. All right. Can you hear me?
No.
Danger. Hello. Because that would take away the adventure they offered me.
You can also stand on the table, which is nice and stable.
I asked for this moving chair because I like the risk. I think it adds an element to the performance because you're all a little nervous. It's like when you go to the circus and the guy's on the trapeze and you're like, oh my god, is he gonna fall? Except I am totally unqualified to do this. So I think all you need to know is that Margot is this larger-than-life presence in her high school. Q is her next-door neighbor. Their best friends are Ben and Radar. And Radar, surprisingly enough, has a prom date, which, as any semi-professional editor of Wikipedia knows, is something of a miracle. And and now Ben and Q are meeting Radar's prom date for the first time here in Chapter 1. And they're sitting in the cafeteria when Angela walks up to talk to them. Oh, and I am going to read the much-vaunted page 23. That's why I'm getting yeah, I know. No pressure. The walls of sound felt like they were closing in on us, and we were silent for a while. And then Ben looked at me very seriously and said, I'm going to get so much play in college. I'm going to be in the Guinness Book of World Records under the category Most Honey Bunnies Ever Pleased. I laughed. I was thinking about how Radar's parents actually were in the Guinness Book of World Records when I noticed a pretty African-American girl with spiky little dreads standing above us. It took me a moment to realize that this girl was Angela, Radar's, I guess, girlfriend. Hi, she said to me. Hey, I said. She scooted a chair to the head of the table. I figure you guys probably know Marcus better than anyone, she said, using Radar's real name. She leaned toward us, her elbows on the table. It's a crap job, but someone's got to do it, Ben answered, smiling. Do you think he's, like, embarrassed of me? Ben laughed. What? No, he said. Technically, I added, you should be embarrassed of him. She rolled her eyes, smiling, a girl accustomed to compliments. But he's never, like, invited me to his house, though. Oh wait, no, I skipped ahead. Sorry. But he's never, like, invited me to hang out with you, though. Oh, I said, that's because he's embarrassed of us. She laughed. You seem pretty normal. You've never seen Ben snort Sprite up his nose and then spit it out of his mouth, I said. But really, you wouldn't worry? I mean, we've been dating for 5 weeks and he's never taken me to his house. Ben and I exchanged a knowing glance, and I scrunched up my face to suppress laughter. What? She asked. Nothing. I said, honestly, Angela, if he was forcing you to hang out with us and taking you to his house all the time, then it would definitely mean he didn't like you. Are his parents weird? I struggled with how to answer that question honestly. No, they're cool. They're just kind of overprotective, I guess. Yeah, overprotective, Ben agreed a little too quickly. She smiled and then got up, saying she had to go say hi to someone before lunch was over. Ben waited until she was gone to say anything. That girl is awesome, Ben said. I know, I answered. I wonder if we can replace Radar with her. She's probably not that good with computers, though. We need someone who's good at computers. By the way, nice call saying that Radar's folks are overprotective. Well, it's not my place to tell her, I said. I wonder how long till she gets to see the Team Radar residence and museum. The period was almost over, so Ben and I got up and put our trays onto the conveyor belt. The very same conveyor belt that Chuck Parson had thrown me onto freshman year, sending me into the terrifying netherworld of Winter Park's dishwashing core. We walked over to Radar's locker and were standing there when he raced up just after the first bell. We just dined with Angela, I said. Ben smirked at Radar and said, yeah, she wants to know why she's never been over to your house. Radar exhaled a long breath as he spun the combination to open his locker. He breathed for so long I thought he might pass out. Crap, he said finally. Are you embarrassed about something? I asked. Shut up, he answered, poking me in the gut. You live in a lovely home, I said. Seriously, bro, added Ben. She's a nice girl. I don't see why you can't introduce her to your parents and show her Casa Radar. Radar threw his books into his locker and shut it. The din of conversation around us quieted just a bit as he turned his eyes toward the heavens and shouted, It is not my fault that my parents own the world's largest collection of black Santas! I'd heard Radar say the world's largest collection of black Santas probably 1,000 times in my life, and it never became any less funny to me. But he wasn't kidding. I remembered the first time I visited. I was maybe 13. It was spring, many months past Christmas, and yet black Santas lined the windowsills. Paper cutouts of black Santas hung from the stairway banister. Black Santa candles adorned the dining room table. A black Santa oil painting hung above the mantel, which was itself lined with black Santa figurines. They had a black Santa Pez dispenser purchased from Namibia. The light-up plastic black Santa that stood in their postage stamp front yard from Thanksgiving to New Year's spent the rest of the year proudly keeping watch in the corner of the guest bathroom, a bathroom with homemade black Santa wallpaper created with paint and a Santa-shaped sponge. In total, Radar's parents owned more than 1,200 black Santas of various sorts, as a plaque beside their front door proclaimed, Radar's house was an officially registered Santa landmark, according to the Society for Christmas. You just gotta tell her, man, I said. You just gotta say, Angela, I really like you, but there's something you should know. When we go to my house to hook up, we will be watched by the 2,400 eyes of Chloe. Radar ran a hand through his buzz cut and shook his head. Yeah, I don't think I'll put it exactly like that, but I'll deal with it. I think that's what I'm going to read.